So today we've got another gig. This time we're headed down to Arlington, Virginia. We've got a gig with Dope Love Entertainment. It's a band led by a good friend of mine named Jerry Cowser. Jerry and I have known each other for so long now. We played together at a church down in Waldorf as I was growing up. Matter of fact, when he got the call that his keyboard player couldn't make it that night for the gig, mind you, this is between noon and 1 p.m. The call time for the gig is 6 p.m. Not a lot of time for him to find a replacement, and also not a lot of time for that replacement to learn the music, get ready, and actually be at the gig. So he did what any other great drummer would do when you have a keyboard player sitting right in front of you. He texts me. You're 5 feet away from me. He was 5 feet away from me and he texted me. But I get it. We're in the middle of doing a gig. Text message is the best way to convey the information. Got it. On it. I get this text telling me his keyboard player is not going to make it. Gives me the details, also sends me the list of music, and it forced me to do something I don't normally do, guys. What did you do this time? I took a last minute gig. Seriously, yo? I know, I did it. I mean, what do you want me to say? Don't come complaining to me. I'm just saying. Because I'm tired of it. I don't want to hear about this crap. Cause I'm going to be the one you complaining to. You know what? You do whatever you're going to do. It was unavoidable? Question mark? Daggone it. All right, so here's the thing about last minute gigs. Number one, they're generally not paying a lot of money. This is generally speaking. You want me to play for 4 or 5 hours and I'm getting paid $50 to $75. Enough said. The second thing about that is preparation time. Anybody who knows me knows that I like to have at least a little bit of time with the music. And if you send me a list of music, I'm going to know that list of music. I'm going to learn the piano parts. I'll probably know the bass line, even some of the grooves, the section changes. I'm pretty thorough when I have time to prepare myself, as any musician should be. You have time to learn the stuff, learn the stuff. You'll have a much more fun gig. You'll be comfortable. You'll be able to improvise and fill in. And also, when things take a turn, you'll know where to go and where to come back to. Being able to go out there and do crazy fills and change the groove up is awesome. But if you can't come back to the song and know what the foundation is, you're going to be SOL very quickly. And it's going to sound bad. It's not going to sound good. And the thing about sounding bad is I don't like to do it when I'm on stage. Oh my God. I get hot. I start sweating. It's not good. I don't like it. It feels no good. Nope. I play music with my entire heart. And it takes a real toll on me when I get off stage and I didn't have a good gig, or when I sound bad, or if I'm causing the band to sound bad, or if as a whole the band sounds bad. The best way I can avoid that is by being prepared, knowing the music, and playing the music as correctly as possible, while still having as much fun as possible on that stage. That's the whole reason we do this. I do this. Even though I try not to take last minute gigs as much as possible, In those rare events when I do take them, it's usually because I distinctly remember a time when people really did not want to hear me play. I was not good. I couldn't even pay people money to sit and listen to me perform a song. It was that bad. I was not a naturally talented pianist. There are some people who are really naturally gifted. I was not one of those folks. It was a tough road. I had to work really hard at it. And eventually I got to the point where people wanted me to play, and not only just to hear me play, but to have me play and perform with them on gigs, which is an honor and something that I never want to take for granted. So, in those events when I can help somebody out, especially a good friend, somebody who I've known for a long time, and who also works with really good people, I try my best to take those opportunities and make the most of it, all things considered.
We established the protocol for the evening. The protocol for the evening will be most worshipful Grand Master, Grand Worthy Matron, Grand Worthy Patron, and then continue with your remarks. At this time, we will have a musical selection.
So while we're on the topic of accepting or not accepting gigs, there's another music YouTuber out there. His name is Rhett Shull. He's a guitar player from down in Atlanta, Georgia, or at least that's where he's based. He shares a philosophy with his viewers about when and when not to accept gigs. Basically, if 2 out of the following 3 categories are good, they score a check mark in your book, then you should go ahead and accept the gig. It'll be fun, it'll be worth it, it won't be a waste of your time. 9 times out of 10. So what I want to do with you guys is go ahead and score this gig on that same checklist as we go over the categories. Number 1, money. How much are you getting paid for the gig? This gig was not necessarily paying a whole lot of money, but it also wasn't paying a little bit of money either. I can eat, I can put gas in the car and get home and still have something left over, which is important. The second category is music. Now this style of music is not necessarily my favorite, but I don't hate it. We're playing kind of R&B, soul stuff. It's fun. It can be fun. It has the potential to be fun. This one scores in my book, not mainly because of the list of tunes, but because of the people who I'm playing the tunes with. Which leads us to category 3, the hang. What is it like to hang with the people who you're sharing the stage with on and off of the stage? This category gets double thumbs up in my book because not only did Jerry have some of the greatest musicians that I know in the area, but they're also superbly amazing people. I mean, they're cool to talk to off the stage and cool to talk to on the stage musically. We have a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun on the gig. I'm pretty sure everybody else did as well. I hope they did. But with that being said, I had no idea that any of these people who I have a relationship with from other gigs were going to be there. On bass, we had Mr. Frank Javois. He is an amazing bass player, literally one of the best, hands down. If you ask me of a great bass player in DC, he's definitely on the list. Deontay Willis on guitar. Now, Deontay is one of my favorite guitarists and also one of my favorite people in the world. I met him not too long ago, though we have so many friends in common, it's almost crazy how we didn't meet sooner. But as soon as we did, it was like we had been friends for years. I actually have Deontay working on some of my own personal music projects, and he's a great guitar player and an amazing person. Awesome to work with. You already know Jerry was there. The last person was an amazing vocalist named Sean. I don't know Sean's last name. I'm so sorry, love. I've worked with Sean before with the only go-go band that I worked with. That band was Style Band back in maybe 2012, 2011, and it was a great gig. She has an amazing stage presence, a great voice. She's really fun to work with. And I feel like I've been talking for way too long. It's time to go. Let's get to the gig. there's a lot of ways to look at the musical roles that each musician or instrument tends to fill while we're all on stage together and performing. Good friend of mine and drummer Spider always uses this house analogy where each person in the band has their role, and that role correlates to something that's done either around the house or near the neighborhood. And the way that works is, let's say you're just playing pocket, whether you're the drummer, the bass player, or the keyboard. You're just playing your written part, what's on the record, what's supposed to go there. That's just akin to doing chores around the house, washing dishes, straightening up, cleaning up, being responsible, making sure that the house is taken care of. Now, when you're doing things like fills, where you're adding some of your own personality musically to the music, then you're kind of going outside of the house just a little bit. Maybe you're doing a small run and you just stepped outside to get some fresh air real quick. Maybe you're doing something a little more involved and the keyboard player and the guitar player are both doing fills back and forth to each other. The guitar player stops, the keyboard player picks up later, back and forth. That would be akin to like playing catch out in the yard. And one of the important things is to make sure that there's always somebody in the house, at home, as these things are going on. And it just provides musical interest for other people to be fluttering around and adding their musical flavor to it. But in between, each person returns to the pocket or to the house, to that written part, so that the music doesn't go off the rails and no one understands what's going on. When this really works is when everybody is playing with their ears open. And by ears open, I mean you're listening to the other musicians around you. Maybe the keyboard player plays a lick, the guitar player plays that lick back with a small change, and the bass player jumps in with another variation of that same lick as the drummer takes that same rhythm to round out the statement and put a period on it. Those things are musical magic, and as an audience member, when you witness something like that, you're just like, oh my God, there's so much energy, so much synergy. Everybody's playing together. They're making music. They're taking one idea and really developing it and giving us a whole statement, a whole package from it. In those times, you can't plan that. You can't try to plan that. It'll never come out right. It's just something that happens when you have a great group of musicians on stage and they're really feeling the music. They're really into it with each other, and they're all just putting all their heart out into the music and making sure that the performance is as best as it can be. Now, how all these collective fills and bass pocket parts fit together is what I like to refer to as musical conversation, where the keyboard player may be saying something and looking at the guitar player, then the guitar player responds. They're literally talking to each other musically, letting their notes and rhythms speak for them instead of using their actual physical voices, because you can't hear that. It's on a stage, it's loud. That would be awkward. This conversation and this chemistry is what separates a good band and a good performance from a great one that completely involves the entire audience, even though the musicians are completely involved in their own mini conversation amongst themselves. As an audience member, you're so engulfed and indulged with it that you want to be a part of whatever's going on. Oh, I see them. They're so into it, into something passionately. And as an audience member, you just want to come along on that journey with these people as they're going. And it's such an amazing experience. It's something that I don't take for granted, and it's something that happened all throughout the night. I had way too much fun, which is pretty much the reason why this gig was just as amazing as it was. I had a great time. Matter of fact, let's look at some examples of exactly this going on as we're playing. morning, brother. How you feeling today, man?
Yo, man.
Everything cool with you?
Man, I'm good. Well, what's going on with you?
Man, I can't call it real, brother. Hey, when you gonna posting up one of them videos, though? You know, I like the video show.
Oh, I already put that video up, yo. You didn't already get the notification or something on your
Oh,
phone?
nah. See, what had happened was I got a little confused with the buttons or whatever. It wasn't really working out.
It's all good, bro. Don't even worry about it. It's totally cool. Don't even trip on it, bro.
Oh, nah, brother. Look. I'm going to the page right now. I know it. YouTube, Perry Pro. Here we go. Perry Pro. Uh-huh. What am I supposed to do now, though? Because, you know, I don't really know.
So you see that button on the channel that looks like a play sign? It should say like subscribe next to it or something.
Oh, yeah, I see it. It's right here.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one you're going to want to click or whatever.
Uh-huh.
You got it? Cool. If you click the bell next to it, that'll give you the notifications. That's how that works.
Oh, most definitely, my brother. I got you now. I can stay in the loop. Know what's going on or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you've definitely made that clear, my guy.
Well, look, brother, it's about that time. I'm gonna go ahead and get on up out of your hair. I gotta go take care of some stuff. Watch this video and everything. You take care now, yeah?
Yeah, yo, you
All
too.
right.
You too. Wait, does anyone even know who he is? How does he know where my office